Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Megan Benanti on Rise and Shine, where we're here to help you on your evolution. So today's question I thought would be a good one because so many of us have kids, and those of you that do will be seeking this out. So how can I help my child right now? And whether this is something big and dramatic for you or something subtle, don't worry, just trust the process. We'll get the reading that we need for you today. So, okay, I have 3 charms here. You're gonna choose one and then the reading will apply for you. Our first charm is the monkey. So, monkeys are fun and mischievous and playful, and they need to be wild. Second, we have the good old Converse sneaker, worn in, broken down, but something we rely on. And we always know, Converse just say fun. We think of happy feet. So that's part of that. And then our last one is a knight riding a unicorn. So, he's charging forward in full armor with a shield, but he's riding a magical unicorn. So maybe that connects for you. And it's full speed ahead with his energy. So he's going into battle. So kind of think about which one of those 3 connects for you. And I'm gonna read for the monkey first. So let me shuffle these in. And I just want you to know that I have set my intentions ahead of time to read for your highest and greatest good and to help you on your divine life path. So even though this is a generalized reading, it should still connect for you in some very specific ways. But it might not be everything, but there might be some major key points that you can take away from that. If you're going through something really dramatic and you need more help with whatever's going on with your kiddo, certainly seek out, if you need medical expertise or outside opinions, go for all that. Just know, this is a tarot reading and it is designed to help you, but it's not the only thing that can help you here. So I think of it as like a launch point, just for something you to kind of go, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. That helps me out. All right, monkey people. So for you, let's see. First, we want to know what's going on with your child. And this is really interesting. And I do want you to consider, it doesn't matter if your child is young or old, it's still your baby. And they still have to learn how to grow up and deal with that. Your child is kind of trying to figure out right from wrong right now. If you've got a little one, this is judgment. So this is navigating, trying to make the best decision, trying to listen to you and please you, but also knowing what they need to do for themselves. And this is some really cognitive skills they're developing. So if you're dealing with a young child who's still just, everything is perceptual learning up until they're 6, then know that you're setting examples in lots of big ways right now. And so they're watching that and they're trying to repeat that behavior. If you're dealing with an older child, they really are trying their best to have good judgment, and they might not be able to grasp it yet, but they're trying the best they can. And I think they're also willing to listen right now and receive some help from you. Now, what do they need from you that perhaps they don't know how to ask for, or they're not capable of asking for? And I love this. We have the Empress. So our maternal card in the deck, you just need to be a mom. Or if you're a dad, you just need to be a nurturing dad. But when we think about Empress energy, it's very nurturing. It's about cultivating your crop and your harvest. And so, your child, you're still growing them. You're still nurturing them along the way. And so I feel like this is you tapping into your best energy of nourishment for your child. And we think about that little monkey, it's like they don't mean to cause harm. They just are mischievous by nature. And so perhaps that's part of your child who's just curious. And I knew a guy that had a monkey once, and he had a bathroom light that had the bulbs down the side, like in the old makeup places in the movies. And he kept hearing these popping noises. And he went upstairs, and his little monkey had gone in, and it was unscrewing the light bulb and then dropping them because he was so excited by the little explosion the light bulb would make. So that's that kind of monkey energy we're dealing with. So now what's the best way to show them that you love them despite what's going on? And that's interesting. We got King of Pentacles. So this is, to me, the paternal king. And so nurturing, but it also brings in a sense of a little bit of discipline, a little bit of expectation. This deck is very cool. It's all women as well. So a lot of feminine energy coming through. So King of Pentacles is going to really let you know what the expectations are. It's like, okay, this is what I need from you. And this will either be, you know, your reward, or perhaps, you know, this would be the consequence. So, you know, giving that information up front, and then also being very consistent with your kiddo, because I think that's part of this. And one of the things that's interesting, and I want you to consider, is with the deck we picked, she's chill. So it's not like, you know, pulling out the whip and being like, I expect this much from you. It's like, okay, here's my expectation. You take this and you run with this. So it's not overdoing it. And, you know, if you had teenagers, that's a little easier when they're teens, because they do have the ability to make some of their own choices as opposed to when they're 3. But just be vigilant, but calm. Okay, and then how can you continue to help them as they move forward, just like over the next few months? And I got 7 of Pentacles. It is in reverse though. So this is allowing for imperfections that, like, hey, this might not seem very productive. You might be repeating yourself a lot and going, oh my God, what is it with this kiddo? But know that it will eventually bear fruit. It will eventually create a pattern. And that's what you're trying to do here is, with children, it is partially programming. I mean, with ourselves, it's programming. And as we get older, it's breaking those programs and trying to come up with new programs. So, you know, you want to set into place one that you really feel will function, that doesn't create shame, but creates a positive response system so that your child will really engage in that. And it's interesting because even in this 7 of Pentacles, we have a kiddo here. So, and also I want you to acknowledge that, you know, if you want to see your child change their behavior, I actually think there's going to be something in some part of you that you're going to have to modify in your behavior. So just a little bit tricky as you navigate that, but something to think about. Okay, so that's our monkey people. Let us take a look at our sneakers. Okay, so and when we have the Converse sneaker, I mean, realistically, they're not the most comfortable shoe, although much improved over the years. But when they came out, man, that was some cutting edge technology, you know? We went from always wearing leather shoes to all of a sudden having this canvas sneaker, and it was all the rage. You played basketball in those. So there's a level of comfort. Perhaps your child is older as we look at something more worn out, although there's nothing cuter than little babies and little Converse. But it's also, you know, it's the ability to lace up your shoes too. And this is the high top, so extra supportive. Okay. All right, so what's going on with your child? Well, we've got the Hierophant card. Growing, structure, discipline, school. This is definitely a point of learning for your child. I would say there's a little bit maybe of boredom in the school element, but we're also looking at the successfulness of this card. And so I feel like there's been a lot of stability in what is coming from school or what you're training your child in, whether that's a religious background or spiritual belief system of some kind, or traditional education. I feel like you're setting up some good morals and things that you want your child to be able to move forward with in life. And, you know, you might be dealing with an adult child too. Just because your kid's 30 doesn't mean they're not your kid. But I see a lot of stability here around them, and that seems good. Now, what do they need from you, even if they're not able to express it? And we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And so, you know, we think about this Knight, It might be for you to chill out a little bit, to not be overly vigilant, to relax and just let them succeed or fail or have some of this experience. But I do think one of the things I see them being able to do is kind of define their own boundaries and limits a little bit. And you know, that's a very different image when they're under our roof versus when they go to college and they have to define that for themselves. So here, it's not that you need to completely chill out, but it is saying, hey, you can back off just somewhat, relax, let them succeed or fail. You don't always have to fix it. Okay. Now, what's the best way to show them that you still love them despite whatever's going on? Oh, so sweet. Okay, we got Knight of Cups, the lover knight. So, you know, this is coming forward with your best romantic self. And, you know, when we, you know, and I don't mean romantic in any kind of creepy way, like love your child, embrace them, snuggle with them, do fun things together, make silly faces, share making a pizza, whatever the situation is. If they're teens, cook with them or have them cook for you. You know, kind of explore that. This is having some fun with them, and it's not about being such an adult as being a king or a queen. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take it down. I just need more to actually play a little bit and not feel like I have to control what they're doing. And so this is really enjoying and embracing that. All right, so now how can you best continue to help them as you move forward over the next couple of months? And we have 9 of Wands. And so, you know, we think about this card. It's being prepared, it's being vigilant, but it's also not saying that you have to step in or jump in and take action all the time. And so, you know, one of the things I'm seeing for you is maybe you've been doing a little too much helicoptering, you know, and it's time to step back a little bit. And you already know this. I know you know this. So that's part of that. So 9 of Wands is being prepared to step in should anything catastrophic happen. But for now, it's just being present and being vigilant and showing your love and having a good time and playing. And then also letting your child know that you've always got their back. No matter what, you're going to be prepared to support them mentally, emotionally, and but not always monetarily. One day they will be free from you, from you needing to pay for them. So just know that that's part of that as well. Okay, so that was our sneaker people. Let us take a look at that knight in shining armor on the unicorn. And we'll see what we've got for you guys here. You know, the sneaker gives you the ability to run, but there's no doubt in my mind that our knight is running here. So, because he is definitely on a mission. So what do we have going for you and your child? And I'm sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. I do have the door open, and that would be my husky playing with my corgi, and she talks a lot when she plays with him. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay, so you started out with the Knight of Pentacles, and what you need to know is right now your child is actually doing fairly well. Now this is not, you might be frustrated. This is letting me know, hey, your child is not striving to be the best in their class right now. They're like, Mom, I'm good. Like, you know, they just want to kind of get through it, or they're steady and consistent. They're in the middle. This could be your like high C, low B student. It's like, Mom, I'm good. Or Dad, I should say Dad too. So, you know, I would say they're not needing that push from you at the moment. Not completely anyway. They feel comfortable with where they are. And, you know, as parents, we always want to strive to help our kids be more, to be more. But when is it okay for us to just let our kids be okay? And it's like, you know, I think there's times when we need to push them. But I get my sense right now is you don't have to push so hard right now, that right now they just need to be okay with where they're at. And there's something about learning to relax that we have forgotten about, and your child is kind of in that mode right now. So allow them to have a little bit of that lazy experience, because you know, we don't want them to grow up so insanely like, I got to be busy all the time, because that basically drives us crazy. So just honor this moment of like kind of chilling out here. Now, what do they need from you, even if they're not able to express it? I do feel like it's interesting. I've got the star in reverse, and so they are needing support from you. And this is interesting that it's in reverse. Some of your kids are going to really be needing space. And so you need to know yourself well enough. Do I keep pushing them right now? Because those are the ones that are needing space if you're pushing. If you're allowing them to do this chill out, I think what they need from you is actually a support of just knowing that you're present and opening up conversations that, like, so they know they can talk to you, and just, you know, very, very much being present with listening and being there for them. And so, you know, open up the conversation with, you know, what happened in your day today? And if they just say nothing, then say, well, tell me what nothing looks like. You know, so push them a little bit to explore having a deeper conversation with you. You know, for me, when I see star too, star a lot of times is creating distance between you and your parents. And so there can be part of that energy that is needing to begin to separate and create some boundaries there, or perhaps the boundaries have been there and you need to embrace them a little more. So just some things to think about with that. I do, you know, your child is with this knight perhaps shielding themselves off a little bit and running away a little bit. So as I go back into that, I think that's probably not that you're needing to step in, but maybe step back and give a little bit of space, but also let them know, hey, I'm here when you're ready to talk, and let's look at how we have conversations, because that's an ongoing practice of how we communicate. Okay, now, the best way I want you to show them that you love them, despite whether they want it or not, the world. How powerful is that? So just show them that everything that they need is right here in this home with you guys. Like, whatever else is going on in the outside world, they are supported by you and your other children and your spouse if you've got one, but that this is a safe place. And, you know, their friends are great and you can support those friends too. But that really the safety net is in the home space. So really powerful stuff here. Okay, now how can you continue to be, to help them as you move forward over the next couple months? We've got Page of Cups. And so that's a new beginning. And it is a child, so emotionally opening up. And one of the things that I see, you know, this is through maybe this process, you're going to be able to open up a window of opportunity here for your child to talk to you about some of their fears or hopes and fears, I should say. And it's also you coming down to a level where they feel that you can talk to them a little bit and support them. You might also be bringing in other people, other young people to be there and be supportive. Perhaps it's having other kids around now that we're moving past COVID and all that. And so bringing up more social engagements and things like that. Your child is moving very quickly and really wants to focus on a lot of different things. But part of that is also, it needs to be at their own pace right now. And so I just encourage you to really give them the permission that that's okay. They can do this the way they want to do it, as long as they follow under the general moral guidelines of the house. So, all right, folks. So I hope that helped you all today. You know, please let me know if you have further questions about that. And certainly you can always schedule a reading with me or anyone that might be near you if you want to focus more on how to help your child. Also, you know, there's a lot of good books out there, so don't be afraid to tap into those as well. I always think any way that we can expand the way we think is going to influence the other things in our life. So whether that's parenting, how we work, or how we treat people, or how we treat ourselves, all that pays it forward as to how we go back out there. So that's it for this week, and I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Bye.